A Dangerous Life. Welcome back to another The Ixos production. In today's episode, we're going to be reviewing the album A Dangerous Life by Yeat. I don't really have anything to say besides that. This is going to be a short video, but I think it's going to be pretty cool. Let's just get started with the review. Yeah, I got a script written here. I got a script written here, so I'm not just going in blind. But yeah, welcome back to another EXLO's production. I'm gonna start the review now. Oh, it was supposed to be the send-off, the finale. An album that's meant to immortalize King Tonka, aka King Twiz, aka Lil Cranky, aka the CEO, aka Noah Smith, aka Yeat, in the history books as one of the most ambitious and experimental artists in his time in the 2020s, was unfortunately turned into just another project. Now, ADL was amazing. It featured tracks or qualities 2020 Yeat could never achieve, no matter how much that man tried. This album truly establishes Yeat's new look and a presence in rap and shows us that Yeat has waken up and realized his capability in making music. He's waken up and realized the platform he's worked for and gained himself, and the things he can accomplish with it, and the things he can do with it. It's evident in his new music that Yeat is on another level that not a lot of oh my god. Redo. It's evident in his new music that Yeat is on another level that not a lot of longtime fans can handle. The main theme of this album, A Dangerous Life, based on the lyrics, is Yeat's love life and his inability to stay with one person at one time as much as he wants to. Along with in this album, along with Yeat's usual flexing, he talks about a girl and how this girl is all he thinks about while also going through the fast-paced life of a celebrity, which has unfortunately resulted in him cheating multiple times. He calls it a dangerous game. This implies that he truly loves this woman he talks about in these songs, but he can't seem to find him with her and her only because he's all over the place and finding himself in situations with other women. I could never do that. I'm not a cheater. Yeah. Yeah, I love you, Hunter. A big thing that came with the album is an interview about it. He goes on to describe his old music, quote unquote, slop, which outraged longtime fans. But in a way, he's right. 2028 was all the same stuff with no differentiation between albums and songs. While in the moment it was revolutionary, because could have this sound. Everybody was just doing the same stuff back in 2020. But Yeat came out and broke the matrix. But at a certain point, it gets old. Yeat knew this, and he was showing his slow loss in interest of music like that in Afterlife. It was very different from what he usually produces in these albums, you know. Yeat goes sober for his next album, 2093, and from there is pretty clear where Yeat wants to go with his music and his career in the future. And in lifestyle, Yeat didn't want to do that sound anymore. He was done. But the extreme demand of his fans pushed him to, which resulted in exactly what Yeat described in the prelogue for ADL: slop. Lifestyle was slop. And even the same fans that wanted old Yeat knew it was slop but couldn't seem to find accountability for their stubbornness. This most likely outraged Yeat, and he decided to rebel with A Dangerous Summer, which the fans loved, but then again was hated by longtime fans because it wasn't prime Yeat. But Yeat knew this, and he decided to mock them. In Growing Pains, a verse is obviously resembling the fans with lifestyle. He puts on a fake voice and repeats the line, King Tonka, can you put, and then he cuts him off, which is the fans asking for prime Yeat, but that sound was long gone. The long gone 2021 sound is dead, and Yeat lets the people know with a flat no. And he just continues rapping about his usual stuff, his life, his money, his lingo, leaving zero room for arguments, truly finalizing the decision to get rid of 2021 Yeat. 2021 Yeat is gone. Something great has arrived. ADL was great, but the major flaw I have with it is that it's just an album. The hype build up for it, snippets like Dead Spirits, Alive for a Minute, Wolf, and so forth. So many good snippets being scrapped into ADL V1 sets the final version of ADL at a very high standard the album that released unfortunately couldn't meet up to. There was absolutely no marketing for version 2 except one story showing him back in the studio for an album that was supposedly done in 2024. Not a single snippet giving us a peek at what the new ADL was going to sound like released. Therefore, putting everyone essentially in the dark. They were blind. They didn't know what ADL was. They thought it was going to be like what we've heard for the past couple of, months during the time of ADL's hype building and lifestyle. We heard snippets like Dead Spirits, Alive for Minutes, and Wolf, and we thought, oh, that's going to be ADL. But then he never did anything for V2, so our standard never lowered or moved from that, and the album that released just couldn't meet up to it, but it was still great. Me personally, my biggest problem with the album is that Yee is yet to realize that he is the magic. He doesn't realize that we don't need 10,000 Don Toliver features to like a song. We don't need these big names to enjoy these songs. He alone can make good songs and relatively popular songs. He showed with A Dangerous Summer, which was relatively a solo album, which gained two very popular songs. Come and Go and Put It on God, I think. It could be those two or Loco. Those are the only three albums I know that were really popular and were solo songs. A majority of these songs in ADL would have been great if it was just him on these beats. But Yeat has put this album through his stuffing fetish a little too much. And it's just jam-packed full of features that don't match the vibe of his new sound at all and can't even come close to Yeat's expertise in rapping and singing. I skipped damn near every song that had a feature on it because it just made me mad. It just peeved me hearing subpar artists try to hop on the beats Yeats comes up with, knowing they don't have the brawn to take up his sound, and Yeat knew this and still put them on, which just makes me even more angry. Because Yeat alone is one of the only people that can truly make things like this great. He is a new holy grail. I can't put it into words. He's new. He's unique. And he keeps putting on people that are just old. They are just like old style stuff. And it's okay to like people in that genre, but for Yeat, it doesn't match up with it. But besides that, I really have no more downsides. ADL was good, but it wasn't Alive for a Minute good, which was my favorite snippet, God rest its soul. Yeat is only going up from here, and I hope my ears will allow me to stay for the ride, because my ears are picky. But if I can't find it, I hope that newcomers and veterans enjoy every bit of Yeat's new work. And I just wish the absolute best for Yeat in his future, for the amount of artists and people he's inspired, and how many souls were moved for his relatively simple stuff. I do hope to see 2093 stuff again, but besides that, I'm liking where Yeat's at right now, and I know this is a very very good sign for the future. Thank you for watching my review on A Dangerous Life. Like and subscribe for more. We don't really do reviews here, but still just subscribe. Like the video, that really helps. Comment too, hopefully that boosts us. But for the most part, thank you for watching and stay tuned. More coming soon.
Future EXO's here with something to add on. The public's reaction to this album is probably the most disgusting way a fandom can react to a new album. Yeat has stated multiple times and referenced in many songs that his use of drugs has killed him before and was slowly eating away at his body in his desperate desire to sober up. People genuinely want Yeat to relapse for an outdated and repetitive sound because they can find the intelligence to understand how bad these perks were really doing him. And that is just vile, selfish behavior. And I'm really glad Yeat is not listening to them and doing what real people want.